Good day everyone. Today we will discuss about the chapter 8 of Financing the Venture, BTBT at ELX3A presented by Gotara, Janmark I, Carlando, Gemma C. For the learning outcomes, 1. Define what capital is and its kind. 2. Enumerate the sources of capital. 3. Identify the kinds of source for a type of business. 4. Define initial public offering or IPO and its process. 5. Enumerate the risks involved in each kind of source. Financing the venture. Introduction. A business project need to have a substantial startup capital requirement, nor does one have to be a millionaire to start an entrepreneurial business endeavor. So, ibig sabihin po, dito, this perspective encourage individuals from various backgrounds to consider entrepreneurship as a viable option. Emphasizing creativity and resourcefulness over financial wealth. Next is 1. Fixed capital. Refers to the money needed to purchase fixed assets or capital goods. So, ibig sabihin, fixed capital investments are vital for establishing the infrastructure necessary for a businesses operations, such as buildings, machinery, and equipment. Number 2, working capital is needed to fund the day-to-day operations of the business. So, ibig sabihin, adequate working capital ensures that company can meet its short-term obligations, such as paying suppliers and employees, and can maintain smooth operations without disruptions. Number 3 is growth capital. Is not related to daily or seasonal requirements for funds of the business. It is needed when an existing business is set to expand diversity or change its direction. So, ibig sabihin, growth capital helps businesses seize these new opportunities, invest in innovation, and enhance their competitive edge in the market. So, sources of capital. Internal fund sources generally refers to the funds which are owned by the entrepreneur himself or the company, whereas external capital essentially refers to those beyond the means of the entrepreneur and the company. So, ang ibig pong sabihin, understanding these sources helps entrepreneurs strategically plan their financing approach based on their needs and available resources. The formal or informal source. It means sourcing or borrowing funds from organizations or institutions duly authorized by government or by the law to extend financial assistance or other forms of support services to the business and industry. So, sabi dito, recognizing the difference between formal and informal sources is crucial for entrepreneurs to navigate the complexities of financing while adhering to legal and regulatory frameworks. Next, owner's equity. In a corporation, the contribution of the owners to the capital of the business is called equity and is evidenced by the issuance of stockholders certificate issued by the corporation. So, tinutukoy dito is this equity serves as a critical measures for ownership and can impact decision making, profit sharing, and overall control of the business. Next, long-term borrowings refers to organizations whose main businesses are generally meant for providing some form of financial assistance. So, ibig sabihin, long-term borrowings allow businesses to secure substantial funding necessary for significant investments, often with lower interest rates compared to short-term options. Next, forms of fund sources. Number one, mort- mortgage. Mortgage, form of fund generation by way of pledging a designated property, a security or collateral for the loan. So, ibig sabihin, the mortgage provide businesses with access to capital while allowing them to retain ownership of their assets, which can be a strategic financial move. Number two, bonds, forms of indebtedness of the issuing company that promises a fixed amount of interest to the bondholders upon maturity or call by its holders. So, ibig sabihin, um, issuing bonds can help a company raise large amounts of capital without diluting ownership, appealing to investors seeking stable returns. Number three, long-term commercial papers are commercial documents issued by large companies with credible track record. So, ibig sabihin, these papers are an alternative to traditional loans, offering a businesses a flexible way to meet their long-term funding needs. So, next is short-term creditors. They take the form of financiers or on a short-term basis lasting to 1 year or less. Sabi dito, short-term creditors play a crucial role in providing immediate liquidity to businesses, enabling them to manage cash flow effectively. Next is serve as a standby credit facility to the entrepreneurs, which can be tapped as needed. So sabi dito, this flexibility allows entrepreneurs to respond swiftly to unexpected expenses or opportunities without long-term financial commitments. So, dito na po tayo sa types of creditors. Number one, commercials banks are bound to provide both short-term and long-term financing to any viable business project. So, ibig sabihin sa commercial banks is they are traditional sources of funding, offering a various loan products tailored to different businesses or business needs. Yeah. So, number two, merchandise suppliers. A company's inventory or stock can be procured either through cash or credit terms. Ibig sabihin, supplier credit can enhance a business's cash flow by allowing it to acquire goods without immediate payment. Number three, credit card companies is the most convenient yet the most expensive loan terms. It is actually one of the most overlooked avenues in obtaining startup capital. So, ibig sabihin, entrepreneurs should weigh, weigh the high cost against the convenience when considering this option. Number 4, capital equipment suppliers. Desire to sell equipment. Suppliers will often make every favorable term available even to new companies. The sellers retains ownership or title until the last installment payment is made and received. So, ibig sabihin, um, ang ibig sabihin po, this relationship can be beneficial for startups needing essential equipment without upfront costs. Number 5, leasing and companies. They make possible the procurement of capital items or equipment for the company. So, ibig sabihin, leasing can provide businesses without necessary tools while preserving cash flow. Number 6, receivable factors. Specialized organizations like credit and collection companies or even individuals who take risk of buying receivables and discount rates. Ibig sabihin, these factors can help businesses manage receivables efficiently, improving cash flow. Number 7, deferral or payables in general. Entrepreneurs should not overlook the fact that in crisis periods some of the employees might be willing to defer portions of their salary or others' benefits either as a gesture of solidarity, loyalty, fellowship, or practical measures to avoid being laid off. So, ibig sabihin, this option can provide businesses with temporary refill during challenging times.